offer you a little bit more of a rigorous yoga practice this morning. Something that's going to help wake up the backside of your body. We'll do a little bit of experimentation with bridge pose and prone positions, and a little bit of experimentation with weights and elastic bands. So I've got with me today a block. I've got myself a 5-pound weight. Now it's, this is a little barbell. Doesn't have to be a barbell. It could be like a can of soup. Perhaps a can of soup's not going to be 5 pounds probably, but a little bit of weight, just anything to help get a little bit of resistance going, a little bit of gravity. That's the word I was looking for. I also have an elastic band, and an elastic band is really, really useful. I get these at Marshall's or TJ Maxx. You can also get them at like sporting goods stores. So I just find Marshall's and TJ Maxx has them on discount, so a little bit cheaper there. If you don't have one of these with you today, that's okay. I'm just going to show you a nice stretch. That's a stretch that you're familiar with. You'll see when it happens. And the elastic band, I find, just helps sort of make that a little bit more effective. So if you don't have an elastic band right now, that's okay. You can do this practice without it. But I want to start off by offering you a little bit of breath work. And I'm going to describe the breathing technique, and then I'm going to invite you to pause the video and practice that breathing technique for maybe like a dozen breaths. And I like to count my breath by using my thumb to count my knuckles on my fingers here, around and around in a spiral-like shape. And you have 12 knuckles on these 4 fingers. So that's a good way to keep track of your breath if you want. So to begin, I'll have you find a really comfortable seat. I like to sit on the edge of a folded blanket. Sink your pelvis down towards the floor. Let your shoulders stack over your pelvis and reach up through the crown of your head. Now, a lot of the times when I ask people to reach up through the crown of their head or make the back of their neck long, I see a lot of chins coming down towards your chest. So think about reaching that head up towards the heavens, like somebody has a little string attached to the top of your skull and they're pulling you up. Your chin stays parallel to the floor, so you've got a nice open throat. And I'd like to invite you to place one hand on your chest and one hand on your tummy to help sort of feel what's going on here with your breath. So to begin, inhale and let your sternum rise. Let the hand on your chest lift. And then let your tummy expand. And then as you exhale, gently draw the area below your belly button in and up. So you hug your belly in and then feel your sternum drop. Inhale as your sternum lifts, your ribcage expands, and then your tummy expands. Exhale as you gently draw the area below your belly button in and up. Feel your sternum gently fall. We'll try that again. Inhale, feel your sternum lift, your ribcage expand, your tummy expand. And then exhale, gently draw the area below your belly button in and up. Feel your sternum start to fall. This is a good place to pause and practice that circular breath a couple more times. When you're finished, let your hands rest on your knees or your lap, your palms facing up or palms facing down, and just take a moment to breathe normally. And observe the sensation on your breath. What it feels like to breathe, how that breath moves in your body after that intentional breathing sequence. And I'd like to invite you to imagine that as you inhale, that breath calms your body. And then as you exhale, send that sense of calm out into the universe. Breathing in, you calm your body. Breathing out, you send that sense of calm out into the universe. A few more breaths like that. When you're finished with your breaths, transition down onto your back, and you can have that folded blanket underneath your head to start to support your neck. We'll start with a couple of pelvic tucks here. So as you exhale, gently hug your belly button in and press your low back into the floor. Feel how your pelvis sort of rocks towards you a little bit. And then as you inhale, release, your pelvis rocks away. Exhale, hug your belly button in, press your low back into the floor, your pelvis rocks towards you. Inhale, release. We'll do that 3 more times. So as you exhale, hug your belly button in, press your low back into the floor. Inhale, release. And observe how when you exhale and draw your belly button in, you feel that muscle sort of hugging your low back. On the last one, really observe how when you press your low back into the floor and you sort of rock your pelvis towards you, it's a little massage, a little stretch for the muscles in your low back. And then gather your knees in towards your chest, place your hands on your kneecaps. As you inhale, press your knees away, just the length of your arms. And then as you exhale, draw your knees in towards you. Inhale as you press your knees away. Exhale as you draw your knees in towards your chest. And as you continue with this movement, inhale away, exhale towards you, observe what's going on with your low back and your pelvis. It's a little bit of a reflection of that pelvic tuck. So as you inhale and press your knees away, your low back arches. And as you exhale and draw your legs in towards your chest, your low back presses into the floor. Do that 2 more times. Inhale away, exhale, draw your knees in. Last one. Inhale away, exhale as you draw your knees back in. Now keep your knees in towards your chest. Cross your hands over your torso here so that your forearms are across your tummy, your hands are hugging your side. Gently hug your belly button in, engage those core muscles, and as you inhale, tap your right toe down on the floor. Exhale as you bring your knee back in. And then we'll inhale, tap the left toe down onto the floor. Exhale as you bring that knee back in. So just alternating sides here. As you move with your breath, you can kind of feel what's going on with your core underneath your arms here. The intention is to be always drawing that energy in towards the center and down towards the floor, down towards your spine. So if you start to feel sort of a coning or a lifting in your tummy, it means that this exercise is a little bit too much for you this morning, and that's okay. Maybe don't bring your toe down to the floor all the way. Just a little bit will do. If you feel like you really got this, and it's quite easy to bring your toes down to the floor, you can try stepping your toe a little bit further away. Again, make sure you pay attention to what's happening in your core here. If you feel like you really can't sustain that drawing together and in, it means that this is a little bit too far for you today. And that's okay. Every day is going to be a little bit different. And once you've done an even number on both sides, you can try bringing both toes down to the floor. Or maybe further away from you. Or maybe just partway down. Let's do one more. Give your legs a little hug, rock from side to side. You can even bring your forehead up to meet your knees. Turn yourself into a little ball here. And then bring your shoulders back down onto the floor and bring your head back down onto the floor. This time, move that blanket out of the way so that your head rests flat on the ground. Press your knees away and bring your feet onto the ground in front of you, about hip distance apart. We'll work with bridge pose a couple of times and a few different variations. So grab that block. Take that block and place it in between your knees. Now the concept here is to hold on to that block. Don't let the block get away. So I don't want you to squeeze it so hard that you give yourself a leg cramp, but do keep holding on to the block. As you exhale, hug your belly button in, press your low back into the floor. We've done this a couple times, right? As you inhale, lift your hips up, peel your spine off the floor, and do that by reaching your tailbone in between your thighs. And then as you exhale, lower back down again, one vertebra at a time. So you're going to do that by keeping your tailbone reaching between your thighs and let your bum hit the floor last. So you'll inhale up into bridge. And then exhale to release back down. A good way to practice that lifting of your tailbone is to just lift your pelvis at first, so keep your rib cage on the floor. Little mini bridges. And then you can experiment with lifting a little bit higher. The whole while keeping that tailbone tucked until your pelvis touches the floor. And then lifting all the way up into bridge. At this point, you can lift up into bridge and stay. Keep breathing the whole entire time, reaching that tailbone up. Right? So your pelvis is lifting, not your rib cage. And if you start to feel like your pelvis is drooping, you've got that arch in your low back, come back down. Take a couple breaths, re-engage, and try again. Alternatively, if you want to try something kind of new and challenging, you can take that blanket to the end of your mat to where it's on the floor. And so I have my blanket off the sticky part of my mat. My feet are off the sticky part of the mat on my blanket. I'll lift up into bridge. And then see about sliding your feet away. And then sliding your feet back towards you. Slide your feet away. And slide your feet back towards you. After a few repetitions, bring your hips back down onto the floor, move that block out of the way, gather your knees in towards your chest, just give yourself a hug here. You can probably feel some of the muscles in your glutes and your upper hamstrings stretching, lengthening. And then inhale as you press your heels away to stretch out the back of your legs. As you exhale, release. Let your muscles soften. Inhale as you press your heels away, stretch out the back of your legs. Exhale as you release. We'll do that one more time. Very good. And then roll over to one side. Press yourself up, and we'll transition to a prone position from here. So I like to put that blanket underneath my pelvis to give my bony hips a little bit of support and a little bit of padding. So that's optional. I'm going to put that block out of the way, and I'm going to have this strap available. And place the strap underneath my pelvis here. I'll just put it down, excuse me, and then rest my pelvis on that strap. Okay. So to begin, reach your tailbone in between your thighs. You'll see a theme here. When you reach your tailbone in between your thighs, you can start to feel your glutes and your hamstrings activate. Inhale as you release. Exhale as you reach your tailbone down. Inhale as you release. Exhale as you reach your tailbone down. Now keep reaching down with your tailbone. As you inhale, lift your head and your chest. Draw your elbows back. Exhale, release. Stack your hands and let your forehead rest on your hands. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale as you release. We'll do that one more time. When you reach your tailbone down between your legs, you lengthen your low back, right? You keep that spaciousness in your spine. So keep reaching your tailbone down between your thighs. Bring your arms to your side here and hold on to that strap. So as you inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, draw your shoulders behind you, and lift your arms up. Right, so the strap adds a little bit of resistance. You don't necessarily need the strap to do this movement. Exhale as you release. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, release. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale to soften. Beautiful. Now we'll inhale up and stay. So you reach your tailbone between your thighs. Inhale as you lift your head, draw your shoulder blades back, lift your chest, lift your arms. You can stay like this, or you can bend your knees and bring your heels towards your hip to bring more activation to the back of your legs. Keep breathing. Two more breaths. And then exhale as you release all the way. You can rock your hips from side to side. You can stack your hands here. Whew. Gently press yourself up and back towards child's pose with your hips towards your heels, your forehead and forearms towards the mat. Move that strap out of the way for now. Feel the muscles along your back lengthen. Breathe into that space in the back of your rib cage, just below your shoulder blades, just above your low back. And then we'll bring a lateral stretch to this. So in a previous video, I demonstrated how when I walk my hands over to the right, I reach out with my left and I just I actually bend my elbow on the right side and use that arm to support my head. This time, breathe into the left side of your rib cage here. So you're making some more space between those ribs. Opening up one breath at a time. And then walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. Again, reach out with your right arm here. That's the priority, to make space on the right side. Feel that space open up with each inhale. And then soften with each exhale. And then walk your hands back to center. As you inhale, come up to hands and knees. And then as you exhale, really push the floor away, round your back, bring your hips back towards your heels, back towards child's pose. Inhale up to hands and knees. Exhale as you push the floor away and release. We'll do that one more time. On your next inhale, come up to hands and knees. Push the floor away. Tuck your toes underneath your feet. And as you exhale, lift your hips up and reach your pelvis back towards that space where the wall meets the ceiling behind you. Feel your shoulder blades be broad against your back. So I'm going to rotate my arms inwards a little bit. My elbow pit, if you will, is pointing towards the opposite corner of my mat. And I feel my shoulder blades get broad against my back. I'll let my head hang, and you can pedal your heels down one at a time to stretch out the back of your legs a little bit more. On your next inhale, come back to hands and knees. Exhale as you push the floor away and round your back. And you can keep your hips lifted this time. Inhale into a long, flat back, and step your left hand in front of your right. And if you've taken classes in the studio with me before, I've demonstrated how I like to put my left hand in front of my right, but like just kind of inside of that L, so it's a little bit staggered. Okay? As you exhale, sweep your right arm out and up. Watch your fingertips as you go. And then inhale, bring your right arm back down, cross over your left, and then exhale as you sweep your left arm out and up. Again, watch your fingertips. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale as you sweep your right arm out and up. Alternating sides here. Feel how as you reach into this twist, your shoulder blade slides behind you. Your chest expands. We'll do one more on each side. When you're finished, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. As you exhale, again, push the floor away, round your back. Inhale to hands and knees, long flat spine, tuck your toes underneath your feet, and as you exhale, lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. We'll come into a standing position from here, so walk your hands towards your feet, or your feet towards your hands. You're now in a forward fold. Move that blanket out of the way. From your forward fold, bend your knees. Bend your knees a lot so that your thighs are almost parallel to the floor. Right? And as you inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Look, I'm lifting my head, lifting my chest, and then I straighten my legs. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. We're going to try that again. So come all the way down, bend your knees, almost as if you're scooping something out of a pool of water. And then inhale. Reach forward and up. Come all the way up. One more time. Let your arms rest at your side. Observe sensations in your body. Observe your breath, and you can even rest your palms over your heart here to feel your breath move in your chest. To feel your heart beat, sending nourishment and energy throughout your body. As you inhale, calm your body. And as you exhale, send that calming sensation out into the universe. Breathing in, you calm your body. Breathing out, you send that sense of calm out into the universe. When your breath started to slow again, you've caught back up. Walk to the front of your mat. With your hands on your hips, lift up your right heel and slide your right foot back. All right, you can point that toe out at about a 45-degree angle here. You can heel toe your left foot out about a foot space so you've got a nice wide stance. Try to press that back heel into the ground. I like to instruct my students to imagine that they're standing on a gopher hole and they want to keep a gopher in its hole. So don't let your heel come off the ground, okay? As you inhale, bend your front knee. Let your chest move forward too, so you've got a long line from your shoulder to your heel. Exhale as you release. Inhale as you bend your knee and move forward. You can lift your chin slightly and open throat. Exhale as you straighten your leg and bring your chin towards your throat to lengthen the back of your neck. Let's add an arm to this. So as you inhale, reach your right arm forward and up as you bend your left knee. Even longer on the right side now. Exhale as you release. We'll do it again. I'm going to try something a little more challenging now. So as you inhale, bend your knee, reach your arm forward and up, warrior one. As you exhale, straighten out your leg, but keep that hinge in your hip. So you can even place your left hand here on your hip to feel that angle between your pelvis and your thigh. Inhale as you bend your knee, keep that same angle in your hip. Exhale, straighten your leg. It's a little bit of a forward fold here, sort of moving halfway down. This time as you exhale, straighten your leg, and it's okay to let your back round now as you reach your right hand down towards your left shin. As you inhale, bend your knee, scoop your right arm forward and up. Back to warrior one. Exhale, hinge at the hips, reach your arm down towards your shin, forward fold. Inhale as you bend your knee, scoop your arm forward and up, back into your warrior. This time as you exhale, forward fold, but keep your legs straight, and as you inhale, come up to that halfway position that you practiced earlier. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale as you come up halfway, looking for that long, flat back. Exhale as you forward fold. This time we'll try reaching both arms forward and up. Ooh, that's a little bit heavier. Stay here as you exhale. Stay here as you inhale. On your next exhale, forward fold all the way. Stay here in this position. You can have that block nearby to bring the floor a little bit closer to you. Try and drag that front foot back towards your back leg. You're not actually going to move your foot, but almost like you're trying to cinch this mat up underneath you. So you really feel that energy move into the back of your leg here. Keep breathing. All right, on your next inhale, bend your knee, reach your right arm forward, reach your left arm forward, come all the way up to warrior one, and then exhale as you release. Straighten your leg, bring your arms to your side, walk your feet underneath you. How do you feel from right to left? How does your heart feel? Your breath? You want to try that on the other side? Let's try it on the other side. And this time you can see what my right leg is doing in the front here. So lift up your right heel, slide your right foot back, have that foot at an angle so it's easy to press your heel into the ground, and whoops, left foot back. Foot is at an angle so it's easy to press your heel into the ground. Heel toe your right foot out about a foot space. We'll do a couple of test runs here. So as you inhale, bend your knee, let your chest move forward, your heels pressing into the ground. Exhale as you release. Inhale forward. Exhale, release. We'll add the left arm. So as you inhale, bend your right knee, reach forward and up with your left arm. Exhale as you release. Inhale as you reach. Exhale, release. Now inhale forward into your warrior, and notice how when you move forward, your thigh comes a little bit closer to your pelvis. Put your right hand here on that crease in your hip and try to keep that same angle as you exhale and straighten your front knee. Inhale as you bend your knee. Exhale as you straighten. Halfway. Okay? Inhale as you bend your knee. This time as you exhale, straighten your leg, round your back, bring your hand down towards your shin. Inhale as you bend your knee, scoop your arm forward and up. Warrior one. Exhale as you hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, move back into your warrior. This time as you exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Keep that front leg relatively straight as you inhale and lift yourself halfway up to that long flat back. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale as you lift and lengthen. Exhale as you forward fold. This time we're going to reach with both arms. So inhale as you reach both arms forward and up. Stay here as you exhale. Stay here as you inhale. And then exhale, forward fold all the way. Your hands can come towards your shin, towards the block, towards the floor. Now try to draw this front foot back like you're cinching the mat up underneath you. You feel the back of your leg is long yet active. Two more breaths. And then bend that front knee. Inhale as you reach your left arm forward, right arm forward, come all the way up. And then exhale as you release. Straighten your leg. Bring your arms to your side. Walk your feet underneath you. And observe. When you feel your heart rate slow, your breath start to slow, grab that weight, either a barbell or a can, and come to your mat with wide legs. I have my toes pointing out at a 45-degree angle here. And I'm just going to hold this weight towards my heart as I inhale and sit down into a squat. Exhale, stand all the way up. Inhale as you sit down. Stand up. One more time like this. Okay. Now point your right toes towards the long edge of your mat, and then your left toes towards the short edge of your mat. Pelvis still relatively pointing towards the long edge of your mat. We're setting up for warrior two. As you inhale, bend that left knee. Watch it. Make sure it's tracking straight down the center of your toe, your foot. And as you exhale, straighten out that leg. Still holding this weight at your chest. Inhale into warrior. Exhale as you release. One more time, just for grins. Now inhale as you bend your knee, keep that leg bent, transfer your weight into your right hand, and as you exhale, hinge at the hip here, so your left elbow comes down towards your left knee, and reach your right arm up towards the ceiling with that weight. As you exhale, draw your elbow towards your rib, turn your head to look away. Inhale as you reach, look up at your weight. Exhale as you draw your elbow in, turn your head to look away. Do that 3 more times, and notice I'm not really putting a lot of weight on my bent elbow here. I'm using the strength in my core to keep my body elevated. right, now bring that weight back to your heart, transfer into your left arm, and just let that weight hang. Reach your right arm down your side here, and as you inhale, bring your right armpit towards your right hip. So you're gonna scrunch up on the right side and lift that weight a little bit higher. Exhale, release. Inhale as you scrunch your right side, lift that weight a little bit higher. Exhale, release. One more time. Now start to straighten out that front knee. We're in triangle now. We're gonna do that lift a couple more times. So as you inhale, draw your armpit towards your hip, lift that weight. Exhale as you move into your triangle. Inhale, draw your elbow or your armpit down towards your hip. Exhale as you release. Last one. Bend that front knee. Bend your left elbow so you bring that weight to your heart. Transfer again to your right hand as you come back to center. Straighten out your leg. Point both toes towards the long edge of your mat. Bend your knees, hinge at the hips. You can bring that weight down onto the floor to bring the ground a little bit closer to you as you move into a forward fold. Gently shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Bend your knees, find that long flat back, gather your weight to your chest, and then stand all the way up. We're going to practice that on the other side. So turn your right toes now towards the short edge of your mat and tuck your left toes in so they're really pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Pelvis relatively pointing towards the long edge of your mat too. As you inhale, bend that front knee. Make sure it's tracking straight. Exhale as you release. We'll do 2 more of those test runs. Yeah. Feels good. Inhale as you bend your knee, come into your warrior and stay. Now make sure that that weight is transferred into your left hand. As you exhale, start to bring your right elbow down towards your right thigh. Inhale as you reach that left arm, that weight up towards the sky. As you exhale, draw your elbow in, turn your head to look away. Inhale as you push that weight up towards the sky. Exhale as you draw your elbow in, turn your head to look away. Inhale as you push that weight up towards the sky. 3 more times. Now bring that weight towards your chest, transfer it into your right hand, and let it just hang here by your right knee. Reach your left arm down your side, and as you inhale, draw your left armpit towards your hip, so you're lifting that weight. Exhale, move back into side angle. Inhale as you draw your armpit down towards your hip, lift the weight. Exhale as you release. One more time like that. Now straighten out that front leg so you're in triangle. We'll try it 3 times on this side. So as you inhale, draw that armpit towards your hip, lift the weight. Exhale as you release. Bend that front knee, bring that weight towards your chest, come all the way back up to warrior 2. As you exhale, straighten out your leg, point your toes towards the long edge of the mat, bend your knees as you hinge at the hips, bring that weight down towards the floor so you have something to bring your body a little, or the ground a little bit closer to you in your forward fold. And you can walk your hands and that lift over towards your left leg. And then walk your hands and that lift over towards your right leg. And then walk everything back to center. Leave that weight on the ground here as you inhale and lift your chest, lift your arms out to the side, you come halfway up. Exhale, forward fold, hug your belly button in as you round your back. Inhale as you lift your head, lift your chest, long flat spine as you reach your arms out to the side like a big eagle. Exhale as you release. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. 3 more times. Now bend your knees. Inhale as you lift your head, lift your chest. You can bring your hands to your knees as you press yourself all the way up to standing, and then heel-toe your feet back underneath you. You can let your hands rest at your heart as you breathe here. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the weight of your body against the floor, the length of your spine. Breathing in, you calm your body. Breathing out, you send that sense of calm into the universe. All right. Let's do one last stretch for the shoulders. Sometimes doing some hard work like that can bring our shoulders up towards your ears. Our shoulders just think that this is helping, and they're trying so hard to give us a lending hand, but it's really not helping. So move that weight out of the way. Just move it back here. Open up your strap if you're using one. Put it on the floor and step on its middle. All right. Now stand all the way up. So that strap is sort of pulling your arms down. This is where the stretch that's familiar to you comes in. Inhale your shoulders up by your ears, draw them behind you, and as you exhale, let them slide down your back. And let that strap pull your arms down. Inhale your shoulders up by your ears, draw them behind you, and let them slide down your back. One more time. Stand here tall for a few breaths. On your next exhale, breathe out through slightly parted lips. Start to bend your knees, forward fold, round your back. Come all the way into a forward fold, and you can stay here. Shake your head no, nod your head yes. Okay. If this is within your range of motion, you can sit down and turn yourself into a little ball here. And then in whatever way is comfortable for you, transition back down onto the floor. Move that strap out of the way. Bring the palms of your feet together, your knees wide, sit up tall. And as you exhale, walk your hands out in front of you. With your next breath, walk your hands over to the left. And then walk your hands over to the right. Walk your hands back to center. And then walk your hands towards you so you come all the way back up to seated. We'll move into a gentle twist from here. You can keep your seat in Baddha Konasana, or you can bring your legs out to the side, right? Place your left hand in front of your body or on your ankles if you're in Baddha Konasana, and place your right hand behind your right hip. As you inhale, sit up really tall here. And then as you exhale, draw your right shoulder back and turn to look behind you. Inhale as you come back to center. We'll do that a few more times. If you're in Baddha Konasana or this wide leg position and you find that your back needs to round to be in this position, put that blanket underneath your hips or some other kind of rise, like a block. Okay. Find a position where your back can be long and then twist. One more. And then inhale, come all the way back to center. Place your right hand in front of you. Left arm goes behind you. And as you exhale, draw your left shoulder back, turn to look behind you. Inhale as you unwind. Exhale as you twist. Inhale as you unwind. 3 more times. You can imagine that as you inhale, you bring some space in between your vertebrae. And then as you exhale, you're going to move into that space. On your next inhale, come all the way back to center. Bring your right hand in front of you, your left hand in front of you. You can stay in Baddha Konasana or you can bend your knees into a squat and forward fold a little bit here. And whatever position you're in, just forward fold into a position where you can support yourself with your arms and it doesn't feel like much of a strain or much of a reach. So even if that means propping yourself up on your knees. A few breaths in through your nose, out through slightly parted lips. Help your jaw relax. Help your body calm. And press yourself up. We're going to transition down onto our back from here. Earlier in the week, I posted a video, I think it was the Good Morning video, and I showed a demonstration of this chest opener. So with your blanket, it's folded in half, unfold it once, or maybe have your towel unfold it all the way, and then roll it up along that long edge. Put it lengthwise on your mat, sit down on one edge, and then let your back lie down along that straight line here. Like I said in the previous video, hopefully the proportions line up so that your pelvis and your head are both supported by the blanket. You can rest with your hands on your body, palms facing up at your side. Let your arms float out at a T to get more of a stretch across your chest. You can have your knees bent with your feet flat on the floor, or you can start to straighten out your legs here. Breathe. Let each inhale calm your body. And let your exhale send that sense of calm out into the universe. On your next exhale, breathe out through slightly parted lips. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. If your legs are straight, bend your knees and place your feet on the floor and then roll over to one side. push that blanket out of the way so that you can come to lie flat on your back. Gather your knees in towards your chest, hands on your kneecaps, fingertips towards your toes. Inhale as you press your knees away, just the length of your arms. Exhale as you draw your knees a little bit closer into your body. Feel the way your low back gently arches and then lengthens. 3 more breaths. When you're finished with your 3rd breath, inhale as you press your knees away, bring your feet down onto the mat. Let your arms rest at your side with your palms facing up. You can keep your knees bent with your feet on the floor for Savasana, or walk your feet away from you so that your legs are stretched out. And rest. Let your body sink into the floor. Let the ground hold you here as you absorb the benefits of this practice, as you explore the effects of the practice, as you begin to understand yourself a little bit better. You can rest here for as long as you'd like. Take your time. When you're ready, roll over to one side and press yourself up, and consider sitting in that position for a few more breaths, perhaps returning to the breathing sequence we practiced at the beginning. Take your time.